YouTube. Today, Beastcoast Pokemon here. I'm here with Sean and Luke, and my name is James. We're going to be discussing the top three wants we want from Pokemon. And yeah, let us know if you'll agree, but we definitely have some different takes from the different aspects that we enjoy. And let's get started and talk about our top three wants. Does anyone want to get started here?
That would be me. With the new year and us having a brand new main series Pokemon game happening in the first month, I want Pokemon Legends Arceus to be good. I don't want it to be low effort, freaking trash like we got in Sword and Shield. I just want something that doesn't suck. And by far, it doesn't look like it sucks. But I have to reserve my judgment because the Game Freak can be really good at showing things that suck to not suck.
All right, Luke, what about you? What is your first want?
All right, so coming from card game world over here, a noticeable balance change from creatures in the card game this year, Creatures Incorporated. But notably, I want to see no new three prize card Pokemon mechanics. So we've been plagued by VMAX and tag teams for the past how many years? The entire pandemic, we've been playing on PTCGO with tag teams and VMAX Pokemon, these three prize cards that are, they're knocked out and they cost half of the game, but you can't afford to not play them because they're so strong. So it just gets to a point where games last for like 4 turns. With Diamond and Pearl being redone with BDSP, and we're getting these V-Star Pokemon and Brilliant Stars, which are definitely a callback to level X's, which were my favorite era of the game, and these V-Stars being 2 prize cards. We definitely see a little bit of a backpedal, which is what I've been hoping for, and I just hope that we continue on that backstride of the power creep, and we see 0 new mechanics introduced that involve a Pokemon being worth 3 prize cards.
I 1000% agree with that. Aren't V Unions worth 3 prizes, but they're
Unions
just not
are worth
played?
3 prizes, but they're what tag teams should have been, because V Unions are so balanced that they're not like, in theory, a 3 prize card Pokemon card shouldn't be worth putting on your board if your opponent can just choose to play 1 prize Pokemon that don't reward 3 prizes when knocked out. And that's what V Union are. They're hard to get into play. You can only get them into play 1 time. And then once they're there, they're barely worth 3 prizes. Whereas tag teams and VMAXs just take up 1 card in your deck, and they, once you allocate energy to them and resources to them, they stay there for many turns. So V Unions were like as balanced as a 3 prize card mechanic could get, and I really didn't mind them too much. But seeing what they've done with tag teams that ruined the best modern era of the Pokemon trading card game, and then VMAXs just to make something that could actually beat tag teams, and then we see V stars, which are a breath of fresh air. I hope they just continue on that trend.
All right. So I think my one of my first wants that I would really love to see more spin-off games. I know Arceus might be considered a spin-off game, but I really do miss some of the old spin-off games like XD Gale of Darkness, Coliseum, Battle Revolution, Stadium, Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Ranger. I just feel like they had a lot of games and then they shifted kind of to the mobile stuff. I know we have Unite, but I would really love to see some of like maybe some adjustments. Maybe they could bring back some of the stuff on the Switch with like Mystery Dungeon remakes. They kind of did that with DX, but I would love to see more of it because I love Mystery Dungeon personally, one of my favorite series in the game. And I just really do enjoy all those spin-offs. So I think I would love to see more of them, especially in the upcoming couple of years, I think.
I loved Mystery Dungeons as a kid. I haven't played them in a while. Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, obviously massive bangers, huge classics. They had everything. You could port your Pokemon from the Game Boy into there and play with them. And they had the mini games, the story mode, everything. Love, love, love the stadiums. Battle Revolution, that was like my number 1 way to play with my Diamond and Pearl team when I was a kid. After I caught the Pokemon and trained them in Diamond and Pearl, I wanted to go on the online battles on Battle Revolution because I saw a tweet talking about the video Battle Revolution just today, I think, how the battling in Battle Revolution was ahead of its time compared to what we have now. And like, so I really, really love Battle Revolution. So I super dig James's choice.
Battle Revolution was
Agreed.
the game I like got me into VGC basically. It was the game I would always play every single
Yeah.
time.
I liked when VGC was played in like Coliseum XD as well, because like you saw that like that advanced battle style that you would see furthered in Battle Revolution. But I do have to add on, I do agree. I want an original Mystery Dungeon game. I would love a remake of Sky, don't get me wrong, but I would like another crack at an original Mystery Dungeon game, and like a Ranger 4, I really would like. So I guess it's coming back to me. Number 2 on my wish list, I would like to see Pokemon TCG Live, our new platform that we're going to be having for Pokemon, replacing TCG Online. I want it to have a ranked ladder. Like you could see where you are ranked among all the players in the world. And by extension, I would like some sort of revolution in the format that drives people to go towards playing the new version of the game. I've been noticing lately that there's so many cards in the game that just give us the same thing over and over again. You could see in like the history of TCG, we pointed out Professor Oak was made to in base set, but now we have Professor's Research. It does the same thing. Energy Removal became Crushing Hammer. It does the same thing on a coin flip. Gust of Wind became Pokemon Catcher. It does the same thing on a coin flip. Scoop Up became Scoop Up Net. Need I say more? I think revolutionizing the trainer card and looking for new effects and possibly even doing more archetypal stuff, like Elemental Badge is a tool that can be attached to either of any of the Gen 1 evolutions to give them, I think, a reduced energy cost. I think more in archetypal trainer cards are what I want to see to help spice up the format for TCG Live, along with a like online leaderboard.
Yeah. I really like that because we do know PTCG Live will have a ranked mode, but we don't know that it'll show us like your numbered ranking. Like we know it'll tell you, oh, you're bronze or you're silver or you're gold.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is you want to be able to see I'm number 20th in the world on PTCG Live standard format, right?
Yeah, I'm not satisfied with King of Games. I want to be number 1.
Yeah, I don't want to just know that my trophy color's diamond. I want to know I'm number 1. Exactly. Yeah. Going back to Pokemon TCG Live, just like Sean was talking about, I've been playing PTCGO and kind of suffering through it. It's a very outdated client. I cannot wait for PTCG Live. I just want to go into hibernation until it comes out finally. It was supposed to come out in 2021, but they've delayed it to 2022 to make sure they're bringing us the best possible product, which I am so excited about. It seems like there's a really dedicated team working on this. And I hope we see some sort of esports circuit for Pokemon TCG that's specific to PTCG Live. We've seen a lot of people playing online events just through third-party systems on PTCGO, through Play Limitless, and through other tournament websites, just playing third-party stuff just for code cards, packs, or just the prestige of playing. And there's so many people that can't fly out to regionals every weekend to be a competitive player IRL, whether it's money, family, school, work, whatever. So I'd love to see them do something like Magic the Gathering Arena has, or Legends of Runeterra have, where you rank up and then based on your ranking you get invited to these esports online only prestigious events, which honestly, if I'm too busy with the IRL circuit, might not even be something I get to participate in right away, but I would love it to be there as an option for the people who can't be going to all of these IRL events, or would just rather choose to stay at home and play on PTCG Live if they enjoy it.
I agree. That's something that Yu-Gi-Oh is going to be doing with Master Duel. They're basically making a pathway to the World Championships through the video game, and I would love to see that be a thing in TCG Live.
I think my second want would be involving the Pokemon Adventures manga. So, if you don't know, the Pokemon Adventures manga is such a good form that not many Pokemon like enthusiasts actually know about, but it's actually a pretty dark, well, not dark, but I'd say darker than your standard Pokemon anime. And it is incredible. Like the writing is absolutely insane. It's kind of like close to how Pokemon should be interacted IRL if it actually existed. And I think it's a great medium for the video games. It's based off the video game characters, and they really do give a lot of story and make the characters a lot more relatable. And you see some dark themes as well. It's really cool. And I would really love to see it in the form of like an anime. We've seen like stuff like Generations, which has been kind of similar to that sort of style, and I think a lot of people have enjoyed that. So I would really love like some kind of love to Pokemon Adventures, maybe in like an actual anime. I would really love to see that. It's a dream that I think it's been for years, but would really love to see some form of that because it is absolutely insane. If you have never read Pokemon Adventures, I highly recommend doing so. It is an incredible way to experience Pokemon.
Yeah, by extension, I know that they've done a bit more in terms of animation, not just doing like like stuff without Ash in animation form. I think adapting like at the Adventures manga to an anime form to introduce it to a new audience would be something that I would love to see. It's a pipe dream, but I think it could possibly happen sometime. But
Yeah,
we'll
I
see.
think it would reach like a really great audience. Like it wouldn't just be people like James who had already read the Pokemon Adventures and then they're going to go watch the show. I think like if that got broadcasted, everybody who would watch a regular Pokemon series and plus new people and new faces, kids that are growing up now, they could get into Pokemon Adventures as their first source of Pokemon even. Because I don't read the Pokemon Adventures, but I know bits and pieces of the lore from friends who do read it and follow it, and I definitely think it would seem cool to see that in an anime adaptation.
Yeah, I think it would be a better suited for like a YouTube thing because of the fact that it's definitely darker in tone and uh, by extension would probably not be the best to expose to the same audience that say the Pokemon Journeys anime would be for kids. So, all right, now it's back to me on item number 3 for my wish list, and quite frankly, this is a bit away, and it might be. It's definitely gonna be past 2022, but I'm already looking towards.
And
I'm looking towards Gen 5 remakes. Man, I look. Gen 5 is my favorite generation, and the work that was put into Gen 4 remakes was phenomenal. The studio that did it, Ilka, they definitely did a good job. So this leads me to my point. I want Pokemon to be going towards more fresh developers, younger talent that knows the industry and can go in and start doing more games, more separated from your current team of like veterans like Masuda. I mean, I know Masuda was hands-on with Ilka and BDSP a little bit, uh, but I definitely think just letting the younger people go and really make their own Pokemon game and see if it sells, see if they're able to drum up the marketing for it, and really just push and see if it'll hit the audience in a new way. That'd be something really nice. And I think that's kind of what Legends Arceus is doing, but I don't think that it's being developed by like, I think it's still in-house Game Freak is doing like, it's the same people that have been doing the past couple generations.
That really also hits home with Pokemon TCG Live coming out because, I always kind of bicker and complain about how Nintendo as a whole is just kind of like, well, we're going to keep doing it the same way because the same way works.
Yeah.
And PTCG Live is being developed by an in-house team that was hired from like the field. They hired people who are fans of Pokemon. They didn't like bring people up from Creatures or Nintendo or whatever. They hired people out there who are game developers who love Pokemon TCG, who want to see Pokemon TCG Live succeed. So, it's hearing that oh wow, like because I have this great feeling about PTCG Live because I know the kind of team that's working on it, and it would be great to know that for the video games as well. So my last pick for things I would like to see in 2022 out of Pokemon is a Pokemon auto battler. I think it just lends itself so well. So if you don't know what an auto battler is, like auto chess or team fight tactics, Pokemon just lends itself so well to that because team fight tactics, you buy units that evolve and then put themselves onto the board and then fight for you. It just would make so much sense. You buy 3 Charmanders, they turn into a Charmeleon. You have 3 stage 2 Charmeleons, they all evolve into a Charizard, and then you put held items on them. It all works out so well. You catch them in the carousel with a Pokeball. Like the game makes itself, right? Just copy Teamfight Tactics, throw some Pokemon IP on it, and you're good to go. And I love Teamfight Tactics. I loved Auto Chess before Teamfight Tactics just overtook it. It's such an addictive gameplay that's different every time. And I don't know. I would love to see Pokemon be a part of the auto battler genre, because I think it's really fun. It's exciting to watch because things are happening all the time. And it also has a really high skill cap if you want to take it competitively. So I would absolutely love to see a Pokemon auto battler.
Not gonna lie, that's a really good idea, but I'm surprised that your last want wasn't the addition of retro formats into TCG Live instead of just black and white onward.
Yeah, I mean, I would love retro formats on TCG Live, but for now we have TCG1.net to play retro formats on. And I know that retro formats aren't going to happen overnight, especially when the team is still developing the base of PTCG Live, and then every 3 months they have to put a new set into it. My hope is that PTCG Live has a good first year or two, and then they would hire a completely new team for just developing retro formats in PTCG Live. Because I don't, if they have like a 5-person team working on PTCG Live and then updating it with every new set and standard, and the, you know, any bans or bugs, tournaments, things like that, I don't think that same team could handle making 22 years of or 20 years of
Yeah.
retro formats also at the same time, and updating content and keeping it fresh. So that's something that I would love to have right now at the snap of a finger, but I don't think it's realistic for next year.
I have never played TFT, so I was actually pretty lost since I've actually never played that kind of experience a game. But it does sound cool. I have heard like some of my friends want something like that. For me, the last one I would desire from Pokemon is for the company and Game Freak to listen to its community a bit more. So there's a few things that I think can definitely be expressed, and there's definitely some frustrations I think in general. Some of the competitive scene, some of the wants I think, like for instance, the timer for singles, like Sword and Shield. If you don't know, the online battles they cap at 20 minutes, and not sure why exactly that was necessary. I think for the most part, just allow us to change the rules. Give
It
us like
should be
customization to the rules. Like just allow us to do that. 20 minutes makes sense because they did do it for VGC timer, but like just give us an option to do that. And I think there's obviously some other ideas that have been implemented, like rusted bottle caps in order to make getting like zero IVs on Pokemon a lot easier. I think stuff like just in general with like series. I think series have definitely been. I think it should be more open debate about like, because I know VGC community has not been like a huge fan of series because it feels like there's not much reward in like playing for 3 months and then moving on to a brand new series immediately. And then there's obviously the argument about Dynamax and Gigantamax and like online ladder for BDSP. There's like a lot of wants, I think, and it always feels like we're kind of like on the backside. So maybe a little bit more listening. I would really love to see it, because I would also love like if we can even get like a public face or representation of like wants that we would like, because it feels like we're just talking to a company at this point and they are just like moving on and working on like whatever they want to. So would really love to see that. But yeah, shout out to my boy Joey Pokeyame, who keeps continuing on the fight for more than 20-minute timers.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
super feel that, because like we basically talk to a faceless entity in TCG as well, like with game balance, because it's all being done at Creatures Inc. in Japan, and they'll put out like one short article interview like every 6 months about why they made a card, and that's like the only communication we get from them on design of the card game. And it just sucks so much when we see like Riot Games, like Riot Games TFT. I'll just go back to that. Like the creator of TFT has like a Twitter account where he just puts his thoughts out there. He does like podcasts about why they're designing things. They actually put out a documentary of them designing the last set, which is like the last 6-month block of TFT, and how the designers decided to make units and balances and stats and things like that. And I think that's just like new wave designer. Like you want the community to know what's going on. And I feel like Nintendo is so stuck. And when I say Nintendo, I also mean Creatures Inc. for the card game. I feel like they're so stuck in like wanting to be a secret business, and then we push out this game and you don't know anything about how we came up with the reasonings behind how we made the game. So I
Right.
definitely feel you on that, James, because it's the same way with the card game. Like everybody who's played the card game for a while, like, is just like in like 100% agreement. Like these are just poor game design, like just the design flaws. Like why are you doing this and ruining the game? And like I remember with the timer issue. And not having the custom rules is also a problem we have in PTCGO. Like we can't play older formats if we want to on PTCGO because you can't change the rules. So like we're just like stuck like that. So a face to have like talk to the community for video game, for Pokemon as a whole, for TCG, whatever. Yeah.
I think it's crazy because the Unite support team's actually pretty good. I think they respond to things really quickly. Like if a bug is like happening, they usually are really quick to fix it. And it's a shame. Like I think it's awesome for Unite community, but
It's
like,
by Tencent though, right? Not by Nintendo.
yeah. So I'd imagine it's like some kind of like different part. But even still, like the amount of communication that Unite gets is absolutely insane. And I would just love to see more of it, I think, into the, VGC, TCG, and like other parts about the Pokemon community.
It's like I wish the Pokemon TCG was not made by Pokemon, like because like seeing Unite made by Tencent, like they put out that survey, like asking for player feedback, like what 2 weeks
Yeah.
after the game was made. I was off my chair about that. I was like, oh my god, like because we expected this game to come out, it to be broken, and then not hear anything else about it for a year just because it's Pokemon, and then to see them actually ask for feedback, I was like, this is incredible. Like this is unlike Pokemon. So to see that for the other aspects would be crazy good.
I think transparency is something you don't really get from companies, especially Japanese video game companies. You see it with, like, even by extension, if we're going towards video games and a card game, like Konami does both, like video games for Castlevania, Contra, all of that, but you also see their card game in Yu-Gi-Oh! And you do see a little bit of communication between players, but it's mostly because there's a bunch of outcry and they just want a card banned. It's
Yeah.
not like why are these continually power creeped cards coming out? Why are we having such a terrible format? Uh, like that kind of thing. And so I definitely think that communication is just so important between consumer and producer of product. So
Yeah, out of the top 3 card games, Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic I'd say definitely has the best communication about what they're doing and
Yeah.
like an open source, but it's still not great when you compare it to the new wave stuff. Like I said, like Riot Games and like Flesh and Blood. They're very open. Flesh and Blood even tells the consumer how much how big a print run is for their products. Like they are very, very transparent, like things that like a company like Nintendo I think would never dream of doing.
God, I wish we had that with Yu-Gi-Oh, because
Yeah.
short prints are a thing, and I'm not even gonna get into that problem. But yeah, I think that concludes my wish list, and I think everybody else's. We're all pretty much set.
Yeah, I think that's all our wish list. If you in the audience thought or like agrees with us, let us know your wish list as well in the comments down below. We would love to read them. But otherwise, yeah, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below, as it really does help out our channel, and subscribe for more Pokemon Beastcoast action. We got plenty of stuff coming your way. But until next time, see y'all later.